Hello guys, good morning, good day. Hope you're doing well. Today we will start with this training, our training on entrepreneurship. As I mentioned before, this training is for those who are willing to involve or to get into entrepreneurship, do their own personal business and become their own bosses, or those who are already working in corporates. They have a job and they think that they will do better if they invest by themselves, or those who want to have a side source of income. I've always mentioned in all of my videos, I always say that provided that you're working for someone, you are a salary waiter, and a salary waiter will never, and I say it, never achieve what an entrepreneur can do, because as a salary waiter you work from 8 to 5, normally from 8 to 5, and most of the time what you earn will only pay your bills. You earn what can pay your bills. So you need to have a side source of income which can also help you invest and also achieve or live a certain standard of life that you're dreaming of. Okay, let me keep the ball rolling. I will not take so much. Let's dive into chapter 1 of entrepreneurship, which is the nature of entrepreneurship. Okay, the nature of entrepreneurship. Quickly, we will dive into the introduction. Say the word entrepreneur is originated from a French word which is entreprendre, and we will consider an entrepreneur was considered as an individual commissioned to undertake a particular commercial project. So entrepreneur is someone who undertakes certain projects. In ancient Europe, those time they were still having the kingdoms, and when the king would send someone to go and achieve a particular commercial task, then the king will now name him or term him the entrepreneur. So the word started in France, and nowadays we are making use of it. And entrepreneur was actually a person commissioned by the king to undertake a particular commercial task. Okay, so entrepreneurship is then what the entrepreneur does. So the activity of carrying out a giving tax, commercial tax, is what is termed entrepreneurship. Okay, and entrepreneurial is an adjective describing how the entrepreneur undertakes what he or she does. So you have to spot the difference between the entrepreneur, the entrepreneurship, and entrepreneurial. Keep in mind, the entrepreneurial is the adjective which describes, what or how does the entrepreneur does his task or his job. Okay, so let's keep the ball rolling. In ancient period, the word entrepreneur was used to refer to a person managing large commercial projects through the resources provided to him. So, as I told you, when the king will send someone or commission someone to carry out a particular task in a commercial aspect or a commercial mission, he will give him the resources that he needs to accomplish or to fulfill his task, to reach his goal. Okay, then those resources, at time, you have to know how to manage the resources. When I say the resources, they are the people. The people are the human resources, the material. They are material resources, and they are financial resources. So all these resources, you have to know how to manage them in order to achieve your goal. Okay, so a good entrepreneur will know how to use the available resources or the resources that were assigned to him to achieve the goal or to undertake the particular commercial missions which he was commissioned by the king. So in the 17th century, a person who has signed a contractual agreement with the government to provide products or service was considered as an entrepreneur. You know that in the 17th century, before the 17th century, the government was actually the only one providing contracts to people. It was not like nowadays that you're having companies and service companies, extraction companies that you can easily have or gain a contract or send it a letter of tender and obtain a contract. No, in the past it was like in the state. In the state, for example, most of the contracts are from the government. These are governmental contracts, you see. So before the 17th centuries, almost all the contracts were coming from the government. So people used to obtain their contracts and they were then termed as entrepreneur. Okay, and in the 18th century, the first theory of entrepreneur has been developed by Richard Cantillon. Richard Cantillon is a French scientist, and he said that an entrepreneur is a risk taker. I really like this statement. Okay, a risk taker. Most of the time I will define an entrepreneur as a risk taker. I don't like when some people, they always define entrepreneurs like someone who knows to calculate the risk, to know where to invest and do this and that. No, those particular tips have to do with the with finances, with banking and so on. No, an entrepreneur is simply a risk taker, and a risk taker who knows how to use the available resources to achieve his goal. Available resources. An entrepreneur may start a business or start a project which he does not even master whatever is going on there, but he has a panoramic view of the project. Then he will hire the required resources to achieve the goal. Okay, that is why I usually say a student in a classroom, the A student will most of the time end up working for the C student, because the C student, maybe they can invest, they can create a business and so on, and they will hire those intelligent people to work for them. Now you understand. So an entrepreneur is simply a risk taker. It's a risk taker. They're phenomenal. They see opportunities in any situation. They see opportunities and they are ready. They're able to seize the opportunities and change the life of the people around them. So the other development during the 18th century is the differentiation of the entrepreneurial role from capital providing role. Nowadays, you will see some people will work mostly as capital providing. They are no more they're no more like into constructions, into service, but they provide the capital to those entrepreneurs who will accomplish a given task. Okay, these people are capital provider. And in the 19th and 20th century, the entrepreneur was defined as one who organizes and operates an enterprise for personal gain. Okay, in the 19th and 20th century, which is very normal, because in that period people were kind of selfish, and there was that race, the race that each one wanted to be rich. So provided that each one wanted to be rich, then each one will establish his own business, will start his own activity that will give him wealth, and once he gained a lot of money from it, he's considered, he will be a wealthy person. This kind of people with such a vision is considered an entrepreneur. Okay, but now come the 20th century, the notion of entrepreneur as an investor was established. Okay, so as an investor was established is in a very defined and clear manner. In the 20th century, we were able to define an entrepreneur in a very clear and defined manner. From the historical development, it is possible to understand the fact that the perception of the word entrepreneur has evolved from managing commercial projects to the application of innovation and creativity in the business idea. So, as I said at the beginning, we're talking about entrepreneurs as people who were able to manage commercial projects. Okay, people were able to manage commercial projects. But nowadays, an entrepreneur is someone who can put in line or associate the creativity and the innovation and creativity to improve the life of the people in the society where he lives. Then he will be termed as an entrepreneur. That is why in any company where you go, the research and development department is very important, because we are talking about innovation and creativity. Later on, I will explain more what is the meaning of innovation and creativity. You have to spot the difference between these two vocabs. Most of the time, people tend to mix them, but they are not the same. Innovation and creativity is never the same. A good entrepreneur should be able to associate innovation and creativity in the business idea. As I am moving forward, feel free to ask your question at any time so that I can respond. I will pay attention to, I will attend to you. And also, don't wait till I go to the end before you ask your question. Okay. Okay. Let us have a short break before we get into the next. Thank you.